What is going on, guys? Snickel here, and today I have another Platinum Trophy video for you guys. Today I'm going to be getting the Platinum Trophy in Zombie Army Trilogy on the PlayStation 4. Now, the last trophy that I do have to get is Leave the Limbs You've Lost, which is to sever 10,000 limbs. I played through this game multiple times with multiple different people, did all the horde mode stuff and everything, and by the end of all of that, I only had about 8,000 limbs severed, so I did have to grind this out a little bit. But anyway, with all that being said, let's get right into this video. I was live streaming this over on Twitch. I do live stream all my Platinum trophies and various other things over there, so if you want to go check that out, there's a link down in the description below. I would appreciate a follow. Anyway, the way that I was grinding this out was, I believe this is in episode 3 when you, or the very last mission of the whole game, actually, now that I think about it. Episode 3, Chapter 5 or whatever, I don't know the exact name of it. You're going to get to this point in the level where there's basically going to be a preacher right when the door spawns, and then there's going to be a bunch of these armored guys. And if you just shoot the preacher, you just shoot it into him, you're going to get limbs taken off. And it took me, I don't know, probably about 20 to 30 minutes or so. When I was looking up stuff online and everything on how to do this, people were saying you can get around 1,000 limbs severed every 10 minutes, so that sounds about right on what I was pulling. I did try to do it in co-op, but in co-op the checkpoint wasn't right when the door opened, it was way farther back, so you're gonna have to do this in co-op. But yeah, Zombie Army Trilogy is a great game. Like I said, I played through multiple times. I actually played this back when it first released on PlayStation 4, and I really enjoyed it. I really like the Sniper Elite series and everything, and this game's basically a mod of Sniper Elite V2. So I really enjoyed the game. I enjoyed playing it. I played through multiple times with a few people in 2015 back when it came out. And then I ended up playing back through again, and it's a game that I've gone back to and I've started to play, but then I never ended up finishing. It's one of those games. So I decided, hey, now is probably the best time to finish it, because with Zombie Army 4, well, Zombie Army 4 was coming out. It's already out at this point, but Zombie Army 4 was on its way out, and I was like, it'd be nice to get done Zombie Army Trilogy and finish it up, just because I just have to do a little bit of cleanup things. And my cleanup things were basically collectibles and some horde mode stuff, and then some random trophies. A lot of the trophies in this game, which you'll see when the list comes around, it's a lot of stuff like what I'm doing here, severing 10,000 limbs, doing this many times, doing that many times. So it can be quite easy, but at the same time it can be quite frustrating, just because like the limbs thing is kind of frustrating, because like I said, I've played through the game who knows how many times, and I only had 8,000 out of 10,000 limbs for this trophy, so that does kind of suck. It's something that you're definitely going to have to farm out, and this will probably be the last trophy for a lot of people, so if you're looking for a spot to do it, here's your spot right here, and you can get a decent amount of limbs taken out, and it's not that bad, actually. It's really not that bad. Other than that, the hardest difficulty and all the horde mode stuff is pretty simple, because if you're playing with multiple people, you can actually set the game to have only the spawn for one person. So let's say you're playing with 4 people, you can go into the settings, set it to Sniper Elite difficulty, and then set the enemy spawn to 1 person. So it actually ends up making this 100 times easier, which is really nice. So that's one way to kind of cheese the hardest difficulty if you are if you're having troubles with it. But all in all, really enjoyable game. If you do like the Sniper Elite franchise, you're definitely going to like this game. If you've never played the Sniper Elite franchise, you're missing out. I can tell you for a fact, back when I played Sniper Elite V2 for the first time, I don't even remember when that was, I was kind of blown away, because I was like, I can't believe games like this exist. I don't know why I thought that at the time, but that's kind of how this game is. If you've played Sniper Elite V2, the first 2 episodes are going to look very, very similar, and then this 3rd episode is kind of where they went off the rails and used different assets and didn't really use the assets from Sniper Elite V2, like it's a whole created game, and I'm assuming that's how Zombie Army 4 is going to be. It's going to be from the ground up. They're not going to really reuse anything. This game, like I said, it was a mod, so it's a lot of reusing, which there's nothing wrong with that at all. It doesn't take away from the game, and it's still very enjoyable. So we should be pulling up on one of the last rounds. This could be the last round, actually, that we have to do. Like I said, you kind of just shoot in there and you start blasting. I was trying to aim for the legs when I was doing this, but it wasn't working too well, so I just started blasting right in, and it worked. The only thing that sucked is, like, on the side of the screen, it'll usually tell you how much progress that you've made towards things, and this one was not showing me my progress, so I didn't think I was making any progress. but I clearly was making progress because we're about to get the trophy. So it was a little bit of a test phase for me, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? And the restarting checkpoint, luckily the load times aren't too bad, so you'll get through there. It's not a big deal at all. So it should be coming up here very, very, very shortly. Look at all those guys just blasting there. There you go. So there's leave the limbs you've lost. And then we'll get this Platinum Trophy. You have no reason to fear something. It's probably something like that. The trophy names in this game are super long for some reason. I don't know why. We'll take a look at it. But anyway, let's take a look at this list. So here it is, 100% with a platinum, no DLC or anything, and as you're looking through the list here, you're going to see there's a lot of trophies for just beating chapters in the game, and then like I said, you're going to see a lot of trophies for doing various random things, obviously beating the game on the hardest difficulty, doing all the collectibles, getting to wave 10 or something in the horde mode, which can be quite annoying at times, but it's not really too difficult. All in all, there's really nothing that's really difficult about the game other than beating it on Sniper Elite difficulty. There's easy ways to farm all of the kills that you need to farm. There's easy ways to really farm anything that you need to farm. And all in all, there are a decent amount of trophies in this game. I think there's like 64 or something like that, that's a lot of trophies for like a base game list. So all in all, if you are a fan of the Sniper Elite franchise, or even if you're not a fan of the Sniper Elite franchise, I would suggest to give this game a look, especially with Sniper, or I keep saying that, but with Zombie Army 4 coming out, I would totally suggest to pick up Zombie Army Trilogy and really get through it if you can. It's really not that long of a game, probably take you anywhere around, I don't know, like 15-ish hours, but all in all, it's really not that difficult. 15 hours to get through the story, let me just put it that way. Anyway, here is the profile. We are trophy level 42, 13%, got 10,980 total trophies, got 7,582 bronze, 2,405 silver, 836 gold, 157 platinums, like I said, 10,980 total trophies, if you're into that numbers kind of stuff. And here's the platinum trophy itself. You have no reason to fear the dead. That's the name of the trophy. So like I said, if you are a fan of the Sniper Elite franchise, I can't say this enough. If you're a fan of the Sniper Elite franchise, you will like this game. If you like zombie type games, you will like this game. If you've never heard of Sniper Elite, I would suggest to pick this game up and the Sniper Elite games because they're all great games. They have decent stories and the games play pretty well. So anyway, if I had to rate this trophy list out of 10 to get the platinum, I'm going to give it like a 5 out of 10, somewhere in the middle. It's really not that difficult. The Sniper Elite difficulty can be hard, but again, it can be made easier if you're playing with more people. You can put the spawns on one person, so all in all, it's really not that difficult to get done if you have more people. If you're playing by yourself, it's going to be a little more difficult than if you're playing with other people. So, like I said, difficulty somewhere in the middle. Time to get the platinum, you're probably looking at anywhere between 20 to 30 hours. It really depends on what you're doing on your first playthrough. So on your first playthrough, I'm not sure if you can play Sniper Elite on your first playthrough, so that's going to really deviate the times, right? But if you can play on Sniper Elite on your first playthrough and you do all your collectibles, then you really only have to play through the game one time. Then you only have to do your horde mode, and then you can farm out the rest of your stuff. A lot of the farming is going to take a little bit of time, so if you can't play Sniper Elite on the first playthrough and you have to play through 2 times, then this game's probably going to be between like 30 to 40 hours. I would say it probably averages around 30-ish hours to get through the platinum, which really isn't that difficult considering that this is 3 games in one, even though they're not that long of games. Most of the levels will take you anywhere between 40 minutes to an hour, so it's really not that difficult with 15 levels. So anyway, with all that being said, that's the Zombie Army Trilogy Platinum Trophy. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, be sure to leave a like. Let me know if you guys have played the game down in the comments below. Anything that you want to talk about down there. If you enjoyed it, if you're looking at picking it up, if you think you should pick it up, I think you should pick it up. It's a great game. Down in the description below, you'll find links to all types of stuff. My Twitter, my Twitch, other videos like this. There will also be a link to a Zombie Army Trilogy playlist where I did a full collectible guide and a few random trophies. So if you want to go check any of that stuff out, if you have any issues, be sure to check it out. Like I said, if you did enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like. If you've made it this far and you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing for more trophy content like this, and I hope to see you all around sometime soon.